Hello, everyone. Friday, May 16th, end of the week, and today's chart was an interesting one. Uh, Kind of like yesterday with a weird start, bit choppy. We ended with a bit of a push, but I can say that today was not the kind of day that I enjoy trading as I am an early day trader. I stop early, but for those who are patient, there was opportunity there. In fact, I saw contracts go 750% on SPX. Now, of course, you would have to be trading with a higher risk tolerance, but hey, you don't know what you're going to make if you don't play the trade, right? So that's what the point of this channel is about, hindsight day tradings. What could we have made if we took the trade, right? So let's take a look at the chart. I want to kind of point out the previous day. We got the New York session. We started very choppy. I mean, very choppy, and then we just pushed up. And then we fell back down and then kind of recovered a bit more and ended the day with an overall higher on the day dollar amount than we started with as far as the open and the close. But if you were patient yesterday, you could have made some clean moves. However, today I would argue that is not the case. One thing when I look at today's chart, now we're on a 15-minute chart, and I want to point out the difference on a trending versus a non-trending day. One could call this a trending day, but if we look at the market open and the market close, now keep in mind I'm referring to the New York session close here at 1600 hours. It pretty much closed where it opened, and the whole process of getting to where it went back up was a Christmas tree's lights. We got red, red, green, green, red, green, red, 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 green, green, red, green, right? Just a lot of back and forth, a lot of choppy action. However, if you're one of those people that trade from level to level, you could have easily gotten in at some key points and made some good money. Like I said, I've seen some SPX contracts move absurdly well today, but you would have had to put some risk on the table, knowing that it was a patience game. Nobody knows. This is why we talk about trading the way we do here, is we look at what could have happened and is it clear? Is it something I would have taken? I like to look at these factors, right? So let's go ahead and bump on down to the 5-minute chart. And I just kind of want to reset my view here. And this is the chart for today. Now, I want to point out the market opened with a quick push up, right? We didn't have much to go on over here other than the high of day in the previous day. But we had this quick push up and then a nice fall down. I personally was thinking puts for the day. We had this nice run up. We had this clean move down. I thought we might fall. Obviously, I don't know. But then we had this happen, right? The market, let's see here, 9:30. So 9:25. Check this out. I'm actually going to bump on down to the 1 minute because this is where all the meat and potatoes of the day came in. Let me get rid of this. Look at this. This is not even the open. This is all pre-market moves on the New York Stock Exchange open, not the New York session. But if we look, we had this push down, and then this ginormous green candle push up and a fail just out of nowhere. I mean, this one candle in a 1 minute time frame like would have destroyed somebody's account if they were like just trying to scalp. If they maybe had a small stop loss, they got slipped here. And then right after that, the candle, we had the 29 and then we had a big push down. But look at this. This whole morning was nothing but this. And ignore the lines. These are lines I draw every day. But I want to show this box right here, right? So basically, we got down in here and just boom, 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 boom. I mean, that is like ultimate consolidation. We finally tried to break up, fail, and we did push below. But same thing, choppy, 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 choppy down, up, choppy, 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 right back into this. Look, we have another box over here that we created, and then right back up into this box. I mean, this price action is atrocious. Now, it is very much level to level, but it's not clean. It is not clean at all. Not a lot of great trading going on, in my opinion. And if you look at this the whole way to the end of the day, what is this? It's not pretty, right? So me personally, I actually had some red on the day today, trading futures, and it wasn't that great. It happens. But hindsight's 2020, right? And there were a couple of good trades here. So for example, with a consolidation push, we broke this level, this clear level here, and then we failed to go any higher. This probably would have been a clean trade for anyone who kind of wonders. You know what? Let me see if I can do this really quick. I apologize. I was not prepared. I did not expect to have these lines on here. And they're just detaching from the view I want to give. So right here. So if we look at this, right, we had this level here. I'm just going to draw one line, right? We bounced off that level many times. Once we broke above this level and then failed, you could have said, hey, I'm going to play this down to here. Got a nice little 1 to 6 return. I don't think I would have expected to get down to here for a 12 to 1, but you could have, right? So just an example of a trade that could have been taken. If you were looking at previous day, we had this big move here. You could have played off of that because we didn't get all the way through, but not super clean. Yeah. So I'm not going to dive into that much more. Futures, there were some opportunities there, but not anything I personally would have taken. So let's actually talk about options. There were some trades here you could have taken if you were one of those holders and you had an idea about where you would have held to. We are looking at the S&P right here. Yes, over here we have SPX. I'm going to just kind of switch this up a little bit, make it a little bit more clear here. So I've got two trades on the screen here. On the right hand side, I have some puts. So basically, we've got these levels. When we opened, we can see that we pretty much just pushed down. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. We pushed down, and then we, just kind of like hovered here a little bit, pulled back up, a little pullback right into the same level we opened, failed, pulled back up, failed, pulled back up, failed. So at any point, you can see that we made a lower high, but then here and here, we never failed. We never actually made a higher high. We almost did right here. So you could have been betting down. That's what I was kind of betting even throughout the morning. I was like, I feel like it's going to fall. And it kind of did. You could have easily taken this trade here. We had a break above this level and this level right here, right? And then a failed red candle. To me, that's usually like a, hey, it's a quick sweep, and it's a good opportunity to grab some puts. If you would have jumped in here with about a $800 contract, give or take, I grabbed this one just because it was out of the money a bit. Actually, that one is in the money. Actually, let me grab a better contract. So what are we looking at? We're looking at puts. We're at 5,928. Let's look at 5,935 for puts. 5,935. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna move this over here. And then we're going to adjust this. All right, there we go. So even still, yeah, that one was still a very pricey contract. Yeah, I see why I went to the 20s, because it's just so out of the money and contract prices were high today. I did not trade any options today, but you can easily see the contract prices were high. But for about an $800 investment, $850 investment, maybe you risk $200 of that, a quarter of the trade, and you could have easily net, it's about a 7. No, this one wasn't. This one was, what is that? 8, 16, 21, about a 300% return, give or take, on that. It was a decent move, a nice fall. It happened quickly. My favorite trades are the ones that are over quickly. There's nothing worse than being in a trade like this, trying to get to here or something. It just eats away at your value and your time and your patience and your nerves. Yeah. So anyway, so that was an okay trade, but really the trade of the day, in my opinion, would have been a patience game, where you can see at the end of the day, previous day, we had this choppiness, right? If I pull over ES, we see a little bit more of that. But basically, right in here, we had this kind of like level where it actually pushed down and broke these previous lows, but then failed and created a new high. That's a nice little signature for me. And if we look over here, we pushed right into this previous level, this good level, and just failed to go any lower. So if you were to look at the contract pricing around that time, we'll go ahead and come over here, and you can see based on this, we'll go ahead and do this just to get a better view. Right in here, if you would have gotten in anywhere in here, you're talking about a $560 investment. And by the end of the day, you could have managed to pull out 27, 25, $2,600 by the end of the day, just swinging for the highs. Now, that being said, you'd had to be working with Miss Cleo a little bit or something, because there was a very good chance based on this that we could have just swung low and just chopped the rest of the day. So, if you're a fortune teller, you made out well, could have been a good trade. But really, that's about it for me. That's the whole point of this channel, is to show you opportunities that lied in wait. Maybe we didn't get to take advantage of those. Or maybe in the future you can use that opportunity to learn from it, right? We look left so that we can train our brain to trade as the charts move. So if you have any questions, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, you guys have a great weekend. We will see what Monday brings us. Take care.